hell? Yeah, they were defacing it with like weird green text. St. Brendan the Navigator.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in.
Yeah, my occult wasn't high enough to unlock more information there.
But you know, I wonder if you unlock more occult and then come back and look.
Probably.
Yeah. Put away the lighter.
I don't know. No idea.
My life now.
Yeah, this is my life now.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm not here to hinder your work, officer. Edward Pierce, private detective.
Sorry, we're all a little on edge today. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up all that stuff again?
My investigation has led me to this warehouse.
That case was closed months ago.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone. You again. I told you to beat it.
No need to get worked up.
So I need to figure out a way to get inside.
You could tell me. No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
I bet that you hid them somewhere in your hut on the docks.
Not even. And don't go looking there.
Alcohol. You hid them in your hut at the docks.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah.
See if we can get in from over here somehow. Well, that's weird.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. If you want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
Brings it up, puts it away. Give her lantern.
Nice. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Middle mouse.
Middle mouse.
Yeah, you were like mouse click, and I was like,
I said middle, but I think I mumbled it.
it's alright. That's a sweet looking car, dude. But you pick up all the honeys in that.
Especially when you call them honeys.
Especially when you call them honeys.
Ooh, what's that?
I don't know what that is. Maybe an indicator that there's something of interest around here? Oh. A lever that activates a mechanism.
A handle. It must come from these old winches.
You bet I have to open this door.
Yeah.
A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil. An
Cogwheel.
old cogwheel. Rusty, but in working order. I could use this old winch to lift the grating.
Looks like I'm missing another piece.
A ratchet device. Exactly what I need.
Perfect. Yeah, Kane said things found with green marks are because of my spot hidden.
So it was a good idea to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, owie. Did you burn yourself?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Amazing.
Looks like everything is in its place. All that's left is to try to turn this handle. Damn, I broke it.
Really?
Well, that sucks.
It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
Do that number. I'm probably not going to do anything. Well, that sucked.
Wonder if you had to have more strength or...
Probably.
Well, well.
Oh, shit.
A little mouse has got lost on our turf. You're not only inquisitive, you're also stupid. What gave you the crazy idea to come onto my turf?
Your turf. That's news to me.
For a guy who has no idea, you've been doing a fair bit of poking around. My men saw you staking out the Hawkins warehouse.
Is that against the law?
I'm no idiot, Detective. I'll tell you how things work around here. I decide who comes in and who stays out. And anyone who doesn't respect my rules, I punish them.
Is your name Cat?
What of it?
Maybe we can come to an understanding.
Maybe. Or maybe not. Get this joker out of here. He might have a little trouble walking on his own.
I'm getting careless. I didn't see that coming. If I want to get into this warehouse, I'm gonna have to deal with her.
Well, that's unfortunate. She hit me right in my tummies.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
You go tell on her.
She's mean.
You're back again. What can I do for you?
Apparently, the bootleggers don't want anyone hanging around the warehouses.
They're part of the private property I mentioned earlier.
And yet the place looks abandoned. Why guard the entrance?
As a precaution, I suppose. All the warehouses are more or less interconnected by old sewers.
You mean that there's a way to go from one to the other by tunnel?
I couldn't tell you if it's still the case today for all the warehouses on the island, but I think I can imagine what you've got in mind. You can always visit them if you're not the claustrophobic type.
Go and buy a different warehouse.
That was the one I just tried, lifting the grate on.
Broke it. Well, game over.
And I broke it. Game over indeed.
What? Another break?
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
But he won't try again anytime soon. We gave him a good hiding.
So you said to yourselves that after such a feat, you could abandon your post.
It's just a little drink. We taught those guys a lesson.
We'll return right after. It's just that standing guard in this alley makes your throat dry.
That fool Fitzroy can't keep his dogs on a leash.
I'll have to send him a more clear-cut message. Hey, Mitchell. A drink for our new friend. I owe you. You don't know how to fight, but at least you've got guts.
Yeah. Aching guts.
Huh. I've got them too. But you don't hear me whining like a pooch who's lost its leash. You didn't back down. Something that I respect. So understand by that. If I catch you again, you'll carry a more permanent reminder of our encounter. Tell me, what brings you to Darkwater?
I'm investigating the deaths of the Hawkins family.
It's very nice of you to tell me the truth so openly. But it's also really stupid of you. You really don't seem to know the area. Let me give you a little advice. If you want to survive more than a day in this rat hole, avoid talking about them to the first people you meet.
I need to get into the Hawkins warehouse.
You're out of luck. It's on my turf.
It's precisely for that reason that I've come to see you.
Are you pulling my leg?
Think it over. I've seen what you're capable of. And you didn't miss me.
I accept the compliment. Well, I see you're serious. To be honest, as long as it doesn't interfere with my business, I don't care. But I'll go with you, to make sure you don't stick your nose into things that don't concern you.
Sounds honest to me.
I'm not finished. If I do that for you, if I let you onto our turf to conduct your little affairs, you'll be indebted to me, and I guarantee that I always collect on what I'm owed. Think about it. I help you, you'll owe me a favor in return. Do you accept?
Do I have a choice?
Oh, we always have one, Detective. Follow me.
Nobody questions your authority here. I was given to believe that Fitzroy stood up to you.
That dope tried to save face in front of his sailors. They revere their brave captain as they do their old statues. But sooner or later, all statues get buried in bird shit. And nobody cares.
And the police? They do nothing to stop you?
The local cops? The cops drink like everyone else, sweetheart. They know where their interests lie. Apart from that pig-headed Bradley. I don't know whether to admire his stubbornness or to have pity on him.
Put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy! They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway. That's no way to treat an old man.
Walk faster. Telling her.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's the whole NPC walk speed is different than yours.
It's fine. He's with me.
Oh. Okay.
Be a gentleman and move that for me.
Jeez. Stare me down, why don't you?
That's how it's done. Do I still need to hold your hand? Or do you think you'll get by on your own now?
Don't overdo it.
Good. In that case, I'll leave you. I've done enough mothering for now.
Cool, now I can look around. Nothing of interest.
Ugh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Interesting.
Can't sleep. I know how that feels. Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? It smells as bad as it looks. Le Petit Parisien. Who might keep a news clipping about Sarah Hawkins? What happened here? What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here? Whoever hid it here seems to worship Sarah Hawkins. What just happened? Did I imagine?
like to pick up one of these lanterns, please. Hey, was that dripping? Ew.
Someone has settled in here.
And
Showcase your
whoever it
bits.
is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it.
Let me guess. It was in the Hawkins mansion.
Precisely. You can still see the burn marks. There's no doubt about it. I must admit that you seem fairly competent. But I can't allow you to stay here.
I've seen enough. It's the Hawkins mansion that interests me now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail. I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose.
Hey, Skid.
Damn it.
Thanks for the
Hurry.
200 bits.
This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you...
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
I need a jetpack.
Well, here we are, Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
I didn't help around here at all. And he just wandered off, and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go do my own thing. Thank you. Oh, what's this? Figurine of a whale carved from wood. It's a sort of toy sailors made for their children. Did I get any more? Oop. Did I get any more leveling points? Here we go. 2 points available.
Recently fallen. It's as if all life has abandoned the place. Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined. but the architecture seems too recent.
Hello?
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary and steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing, let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
Poor kid.
Even the kid was 11.
The caretaker takes great care of these graves.
Creepy.
What year did they say they died?
1924.
This place already looks like this.
That's what he was just saying. He said this place looks really run down for them only dying 3 months ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was making sandwiches at that point.
Yeah.
This looks real, like years.
Yeah, the cops said they didn't have the money to keep the upkeep on this place.
This entrance is still in use.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You are trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
It's painful to be the last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked. And I make sure it stays that way.
Hey, Sergeant Lugo.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin?
Yeah, that's it. Vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
I just want to pick up a lantern. There's so many.
This gate is locked.
Locked. That's awesome. An actual working lighthouse in the game? That's cool. Man, this place is creepy as hell, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like an old American mansion.
Oh yeah, the creep factor's great. This looks like it's where Silas lives. Just trying to make sure there's not like a hidden book or something around here. I know it all looks like rocks and people are like probably go into the hut. I'm looking for secrets. Yeah, exactly. If you never played an RPG.
Bourbon. Empty, of course.
Not sure why I needed to do that, but
The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time isolated from the world. I know a thing or two about solitude myself. Rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes.
It's locked. Interesting that he locks his own house. Says the guy trying to break in.
Yeah.
But like, if you lived on top of on top of a hill, next to an abandoned mansion, and nobody ever comes to visit you, at a certain point, you just stop locking your door.
What about monsters?
What about monsters?
And that's why I married you. Because,
So I can keep the monsters at bay?
yeah, hell yeah. But eat him first while I run away. Make no qualms about that.
That's fair. That's why I sleep closer to the door in the bedroom, right?
Yes, and I'm like, hey, let's just put this suitcase in front of the closet door. That seems like a good idea. Keeps it out of the
Keep
way.
the closet monsters from
Yeah.
coming out.
I would be alerted.
I think after I get my next level of find hidden, I think I'm gonna put points into the occult.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shall we enter?
Give me a sec, bud. Level up the occult a couple of times. I think that probably find hidden and occult are probably the two most important ones.
Yeah. Well, you can always see if you can. I don't know if you can reset them once you've locked it in.
I'll have to find another entrance.
Okay, just making sure. Reset, what is that, backspace? What is that symbol?
Backspace.
That's what I thought. The game never tells you, but the only way to level up medicine and occult is finding things. I was able to level up medicine already. Like, I was like halfway and I leveled it to level 2 at the very beginning of the game.
You also put points into occult.
Yeah, and I put points into occult too. Oh, the occult and medicine skills can only be improved by objects discovered in the environment. Oh.
So then why?
I bet you can only increase it at the very beginning of the game.
Oh, and then once you're done.
And then from then on out, you can only increase it by finding stuff.
So I guess at that point, if you start the new game, putting them into occult and medicine is the best.
Yeah,
right?
dump everything into occult and medicine.
But you wouldn't have known otherwise.
Nah, it's fine. I leveled up occult, so that's good.
Now that you finish your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go.
Pierce, shall we enter?
Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you. Follow me. I know the place.
No.
Who
You
left
stole
us
my
light
line.
on?
Sorry.
Oh, I gained 2 CP. Spot hidden expert. Well, if I can't level up occult, I should probably level up psychology, I think.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me? This roast. What strange creature has flesh like this? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here, smashed his plate on the floor.
Looks like Dad was totally excited about him breaking his plate. What the hell is that there for?
So that when embers pop out, it's shielded.
How did you know that?
It just makes sense. It's right in front of a fireplace, and those kind of fireplaces would have embers pop out.
That makes a lot of sense.
I just like how you looked at me like I couldn't have possibly known information.
Well, no, I was just shocked.
Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
She didn't touch her food. He didn't touch his food. He's already eaten some. And it is creepy as fuck.
Those eyes on it?
Yeah, dude. But they're not even centered. Like, this one's way up here and the other one's way over there.
It's a squirrel.
It's a squale.
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
It's all mildewy and shit.
Sarah Hawkins painted herself with her son, Simon, ready to go somewhere, but without Charles.
Somebody turn on a light. Damn. What is this, 1924?
Yeah.
Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer? Too much rubble. I'll find an easier way. Charles and Sarah's wedding, as painted by Sarah herself.
This door was not open a second ago, was it?
I don't think so. Maybe?
Let's see if I can find something the cops missed. The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn? They had a fight. Why? Did it stop at the time of the fire? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How?
I seem to be missing a clue that I haven't found yet. Oh.
Did someone escape the fire? Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
Much of this evidence simply contradicts the investigation's findings.
Really? Tell me about it.
I found a bottle of whiskey. Empty.
Well, that must have been a loss for you.
No glass. I suspect one of them drank heavily to calm down. Charles, most probably.
That's pretty thin. Who says that bottle hadn't been there for a while?
I can tell where young Simon was, but not his parents. Where were their bodies found?
I can't help you on that one. Charles and Sarah's bodies had already been carried away when I got here.
Without your authorization. By whom?
Marshall, Andrews, Chief West. We never deal with cases like that, you know. So... well...
It would seem at least one person fled the crime scene.
What'd you say?
That mark on the door. Someone's hand slid down there. The left side has no mark. The door was open and that someone left.
For God's sake. I mean, if it's Charles or Sarah, they wouldn't have left their son.
They would rather die in the flames as a family instead of calling for help? I don't buy it.
Oh, yeah?